The universe wanted me to tell you, don't think of it as a loss. Think of it as an upgrade. The universe is about to upgrade your resources, your financial stability, your income, your way of receiving what you need to survive and to thrive. If you've been feeling stagnant, if you've been feeling like the plans that you made have fallen through and you just don't know what to do, then stay tuned, because we're going to unpack this reading and get some advice from the tarot cards on how to make the most of our situation. So, Six of Pentacles refers to the generosity of the universe, of others, of the principle that what goes around comes around, and that we all reap what we sow. And with this upgrade, we're going to see that generosity that we have reaped up until this point in our lives, that openness, that willingness to share and give to people who need it more than us. We're going to see that pay off when we need it most, when things may be looking the most dire that they have in a while. Dreamer 3, Three of Swords. It looks like whatever plan we had made has already fallen through. And I know that can be a really terrifying prospect, especially if you are a plan maker. Maybe you were doing everything, quote unquote, right. You were following the rules and doing exactly what they told you to do. You know, go to school, get a job, save for retirement. Well, things have changed. And the things that used to be possible, the life plans that people made, it's not as possible as it used to be. But this isn't a loss so much as it is an opportunity. You see, the Empress 3 steps in where Three of Swords has let us down, to symbolize new life, new creativity, that you're giving birth to something so much more beautiful and comforting. You're manifesting what was truly meant for you. And the catalyst was this loss. The catalyst was the plans falling through. We've all experienced this in our lives, no doubt, that things look worse in the short run when we have that myopic view. And some of those things that are the absolute worst things at that moment that they're happening, that feel the worst, that look like absolute catastrophes, those are the things that pay off big in the long run. So it would pay to have patience in this scenario and keep a really open mind, because something completely new is now going to open up now that you've made room for it by letting what was old fall away. Even if it felt like it was ripped away from you, take a deep breath and remember that time will tell. This Empress is the seed of new growth that eventually will turn into this great oak. Again, we see that the veil has been pulled off of the old ways, the old promise. The old promise has been revealed for the illusion that it is, that it was always. And something else is happening now. We're letting Spirit take control, because like an alcoholic in a 12-step program, it's starting to look like we don't have any say over this, right? We're starting to feel like we're on a slippery slide. We can't gain any traction, right? So we have to allow Spirit to take control. But that doesn't mean that we're not co-creators with Spirit. We are. We've done so much foundational work, and that's the work that Spirit is going to pick up on. If that weren't there, it couldn't do that. So it absolutely matters. As I said, we reap what we sow, and we've sown good things. We've sown a sturdy foundation for ourselves, despite the fact that the promise didn't pay off in the way that we believed that it would. It doesn't matter. It's going to pay off in a different way, a better way, a way that is more aligned with who we are deep down. Again, you're upgrading the way in which you draw resources to yourself. And your new stability rests on that new mode of receipt, that new mode of manifestation. And that new mode of manifestation is your centeredness, that electricity, that pull that comes straight from your heart. That's what the Knight of Cups represents. He is that heart-centeredness, and he's pulling everything he wants and desires and needs to himself. He doesn't go after it so much as he does invite it in. That's going to provide you with the stability that you're looking for. It may not feel like it at first, especially if that's a totally new way of doing things for you, if that's a totally foreign concept to you. But yeah, it's going to pay off. It's right there for you, for the taking. Page of Vessels, the otter, again, with this sense of connection, connectedness with the land, with the spirit of Gaia, very much the same energy as the Knight of Cups. This is our new way of moving through the world. If we're letting our heart draw us and let our heart draw things into us, then even the densest material can be moved. The physical world will shift as needed to provide us with the things we need to survive. We can have absolute faith in that. You don't have to struggle. It's been feeling like a struggle. And if we don't make that mindset shift, it's going to continue. It's going to feel harder and harder. Things are going to get colder and colder. You know, things are going to become more expensive. Inflation is inevitably going to increase. The global economic situation is not looking bright in the near future. So if you wanted to, you can continue to do things the way you've always done and just trudge through, or you can shift the way you think and you can allow it to come to you. And if you don't believe me, test it out. Test it out, because once you see it, you're going to believe it. Anybody who's experienced this, anybody who already knows, who already moves through the world in this way, can tell you that it's real. And that doesn't mean that there's no hard work involved, to be clear. No. Your hard work and everything you've done to improve your skills and get yourself to the position that you're in now, all of that was absolutely necessary. It all paved the way for the universe to have all of these roads, all of these options to gather things on your behalf. Okay? So I'm not saying that you're not part of the equation. You absolutely are. But you know what? You need to allow your spirit guides, the universe, the spirit, you need to allow it to help you pull some of that weight. You don't have to do it on your own. And honestly, half the battle is going to be recognizing how much you already have, banishing those feelings of insecurity that keep you trapped in the old paradigm, looking around and seeing in what ways you already have what you need and what ways your needs are already met. And being grateful for that is saying that out loud. What this does is it puts you and the universe on the same page. It shows the universe that you recognize the work that it has done for you. You recognize the way things operate. And it opens up your mind to a new kind of creativity. Back to the Empress way under here. And for good measure, the Three of Swords. We thought we knew the way to proceed, and the rug got ripped out from under us. It may feel like we were left with nothing, with a big hole in our heart, a black hole in our world, and with no hope whatsoever. But what that vacuum actually does is create a clean slate where we can do things a totally different way. Sort of an absolute creativity. You're in a state when you have nothing, when everything you thought you had, the future you thought you had, when that disappears, that means now you're totally open to anything. You have unlimited options. No idea is too stupid. Just write them down. What do you want to do? Do you want to like construct a theme park in your backyard? If you ever are lucky enough to have a backyard. Do you want to open a Reiki shop for dogs? Do you want to create and sell merchandise to an audience of specialty toy collectors? I don't know. But I know that you've got ideas running through your head, and I think you should start putting them down on paper. I think you should start talking to other people about them. I think you should start drumming up interest, talking to your friends, many of whom are probably experiencing similar feelings of desperation and loss of control, loss of hope for the future. I'm sure you're not the only one feeling that way. And how can you guys combine your powers? Then what are you going to be capable of? You just have to start thinking, pointing out all the possibilities, no matter how ridiculous you or anyone else might think they are. Again, if you don't believe me, I think just try it. 8 of Swords is in the Rider-Waite deck. We've got the lady blindfolded walking through the fence made of swords, right? She can't see where she's going, but she is moving forward anyway, and she's avoiding these obstacles. She's letting her intuition lead her, her heart lead her through an obstacle course made of her own nightmares. That's what I think you should do. Take those steps forward, regardless of what you think might be, how badly you think it might turn out, because guess what? You kind of don't have anything to lose anymore, which is why you're so free, why you're free to create anything, because it just doesn't matter. In the best way possible, it just doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you do something that you love, that you enjoy, that fills your cup. That's where your creativity lies. Once you start drinking from that cup, you'll find it's freaking endless. You're going to have more ideas than you even know what to do with, okay? So just grab one, grab a couple, and start fucking walking. Bring these ideas down to earth. Manifest them. Make them real. And you'll be surprised at your power. You're going to be surprised at what you're capable of. Queen of Discs on the top, Ace of Discs on the bottom. Yeah. You'll be surprised at what you're capable of. You can build a whole new world. So once you've pinpointed that new idea that you want to work with, start unpacking it. What would it be like if you really believed in it, and put all that fire behind you. The Sun in Aries, just jump off the freaking cliff, go for it. You have nothing to lose, like I already said. So I think you'll be surprised at how far that attitude can take you.